I will keep the rules, keep faith with my teammates, keep my temper, keep myself fit, keep a stout heart in defeat, keep my pride unearned victory, keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body.
Thank you, Dennis. And now our national anthem. Fans, players, and coaches, please turn your attention to the mound for the veterans' first pitch. Brought to you by Southwestern Energy, the right people doing the right things. Southwestern Energy is the nation's second largest natural gas producer and a leading operator in the Appalachian region. Please welcome to the field United States Marine Corps veteran, Mr. Mike Ford. Thank you, Mike. South Charleston, West Virginia, and Boyertown, Pennsylvania. Let's play ball.
Go, boys. Okay, no problem. I'm not hearing
Welcome to coverage of the 2022 Mid-Atlantic American Legion Regional Baseball Tournament on Metro News. Representatives from West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, New Jersey, and Delaware are here as 8 teams battle for a coveted spot in the American Legion World Series. Regional games are taking place at Dale Miller Field at Milan Park near Morgantown, West Virginia. Now let's head to the ballpark for play-by-play coverage of the Mid-Atlantic Regional on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Day 2 of the American Legion Baseball Mid-Atlantic Regional Tournament has arrived, and that means it's time for some elimination games. I'm Daniel Woods, coming to you from Dale Miller Field here in Morgantown, West Virginia, as Boyertown Post 471, the runners-up out of the state of Pennsylvania, and South Charleston Post 94, the state champions from right here in the Mountain State, square off someone's season coming to an end after 7 innings. Boyertown comes into this one having lost the tournament opener yesterday. That game against Frederick Post 11, who will play a little bit later today. Frederick winning that game 8-4 behind a pretty strong pitching performance. 3 pitchers for Frederick going in that one. The DeSanto twins, Ryan and Drew, and then Devin Coldren throwing 6 scoreless innings combined. That just one big inning, I should say, for Boyertown. A 4-run inning for Boyertown yesterday. The only time they got on the board, held scoreless other than that. But this Boyertown team comes into today, obviously a rather storied program. We talked about it yesterday. 23 state champions for this year's runners-up out of the state of Pennsylvania, so they know what it takes to win at this level. They know what it means to win some elimination games, too. So Boyertown steps into this one looking to stay alive. So does South Charleston Post 94. The West Virginia State champs went undefeated through the West Virginia State tournament. Lost for the first time yesterday. That was against Allentown, New Jersey, in a game that went into 11 innings. South Charleston loses that game 4-3 in 11 innings. And now they're here playing for their season this morning in the Mid-Atlantic Regional Tournament. South Charleston is the away team. They will get things started against Boyertown starter Richard Black. It's Tyson Burke to lead things off. We'll give you the full lineup in just a moment as Black delivers a strike over the middle of the plate. That's taken by Burke, and it's an 0-1 count. Isaiah Ramsey, the center fielder, bats second. Garrett Comer, the second baseman, is in the hole. He'll come to the plate in this inning as well. Black sends a fastball home, and this one's turned and lined down the left field line into foul territory. It landed fair and then rolled into foul territory as it got past the glove of the third baseman, Colin Eisenhard, and it's a leadoff single for Tyson Burke. Ramsey stepping to the plate now, the center fielder for South Charleston Post 94. Give you the rest of the lineup. The cleanup hitter is today's pitcher, Isaac McAllister. First baseman, Andrew Scarberry, bats fifth. Left fielder is Jordan Mosley. He'll hit sixth. Caleb Nutter's at the hot corner today. He hits seventh. Tyler Perdue is the catcher. He'll hit eighth. Kyler Dixon in the 9 spot is the right fielder. First pitch fouled back to the screen by Isaiah Ramsey for strike one. Set the defense for Boyertown Post 471 in just a moment. The leadoff hitter and shortstop Tyson Burke down at first base with a single. Eisenhard drawn in, toes on the edge of the infield grass as this is lifted into left field. After this one is Evan Hetrick, the left fielder. He'll settle underneath it, make the catch, and fire a strong throw to his cutoff man to hold Burke at first. The outfield for Boyertown Post 471, as I mentioned, going from left to right, Evan Hetrick's in left, Cole Kratz is in center, and Tyler Hoffman is the right fielder. Around the horn on the infield, it's Eisenhard at third, Peyton Moyer at shortstop, Luke Moser at second base, and Brandon Shane at first. Richard Black on the mound. His battery mate behind the plate is John Myers. So one out here in the top of the first. Burke down at first with a leadoff single. Ramsey flying out to left field, bringing Garrett Comer to the plate as the first pitch fastball from Black misses upstairs 1-0. Right-handed hitting second baseman Comer digs in once again. Back to the fastball goes Black, misses up and in 2-0. Richard Black cuts an impressive frame out there on the mound as he goes back to the fastball, and this one is once again lined into left field. Charging on that is Hetrick. He'll glove it for out number 2. And Burke will be forced back to first base. Back-to-back flyouts to left field for the first 2 outs in this one from Richard Black. That brings up the cleanup hitter and the pitcher today, Isaac McAllister.
Pitcher number 3, Isaac McAllister.
McAllister, an extremely impressive week last week for South Charleston in the West Virginia State Tournament, both at the plate and on the mound. He pitched Post 94 into the state championship round against Morgantown Post 2 as he swings at the first pitch he sees. Again, lifts it out to left field. Hetrick tracking back on it, and he'll make the catch about 15 feet shy of the warning track. So after a leadoff single for South Charleston Post 94, 3 straight flyouts to left field gets Richard Black out of the inning, and Boyertown Post 471 will come to the plate for the first time in just a moment after this. You're listening to American Legion Mid-Atlantic Regional Baseball coverage on Metro News.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. Some unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world. To hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer country. Come, go wild.
How How well do you know your insurance company?
Well, I know I pay each month, and I'm covered.
Okay, are you sure you have the best rates? Do you have the right coverage for your needs? Are you paying for things you don't need?
Well, I haven't actually talked to my agent. I just assumed...
Talk to a real person, talk to someone local, and see the difference.
Dynamic Insurance Group, caring independent agents that will find insurance solutions that are as unique as you are. Personal or commercial, you're covered at dynamicinsurancegroup.com.
Bottom of the first coming up here at Dale Miller Field in Morgantown. Boyertown post 471, South Charleston post 94 in the first elimination game of this Mid-Atlantic American Legion Baseball Regional Tournament. Boyertown coming to the plate for the first time after 3 straight flyouts from South Charleston ended the top of the first, I should say, after a leadoff single from Tyson Burke. Busy first inning for Evan Hetrick out there in left field. He makes all 3 outs. And now Isaac McAllister heads to the mound for South Charleston post 94, the product of George Washington High School in the city of Charleston. As I mentioned before the end of that top of the first, a very impressive week last week for McAllister. Pitched South Charleston into the state championship against Morgantown Post 2 with a three-hit complete game against Parkersburg Post 15, and then helped lift them over Morgantown in the championship with a 3-run home run in that game. And now he's given the ball to try to keep his team's season alive. First pitch to Peyton Moyers, a breaking ball in on the outside corner for a called strike. Mark Mail, the home plate umpire today. Full line for McAllister. Now the 0-1. Another breaking ball. Another one painted on that outside corner for a strike to Moyer. Cole Kratz, the center fielder, and Hetrick, the aforementioned left fielder, also due up this inning as Moyer is going to call time and step out. McAllister quickly ahead 0-2. We'll give you the rest of the lineup for Boyertown in just a moment. Full wind up for the right-hander. To his fastball, just missed outside. Righty-on-righty matchup here. Steve Colucci is the designated hitter for Boyertown. He hits cleanup today. 1-2 for McAllister. Goes to the slider. Gets a swing and a miss, strike 3. So 3 breaking balls in that first at-bat from Isaac McAllister, and he sets Peyton Moyer down on 4 pitches. Rest of the lineup here for Boyertown. Brandon Shane's the first baseman, batting 5th. Tyler Hoffman's in right field. He'll hit 6th. McAllister working quickly. Delivers to Kratz. Attempts to lay the bunt down. Can't get it as that one rolls to the backstop for a foul ball, strike 1. Luke Moser plays second. He hits 7th. Colin Eisenhardt's the third baseman, batting 8th. Then John Myers rounds out the lineup. He does the catching for Boyertown today. We'll set up that South Charleston defense as soon as we can. Now the 0-1 fastball lined towards second. Leaving his feet for that one's Garrett Comer, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. So a line drive out to second base as McAllister rolling here quickly with 2 outs on just 6 pitches.
Number 9,
so it's Comer at second base. Joining him on the right side of the infield is Andrew Scarberry, the first baseman. His double play partner is the shortstop Tyson Burke. And Caleb Nutter's over at the hot corner for South Charleston. First pitch curveball to Evan Hetrick, misses upstairs. That's a called strike, excuse me. The outfield from left to right, Jordan Mosley, Isaiah Ramsey, and Kyler Dixon. Back to the curveball. This one ripped down the left field line, but a few feet foul. And it becomes strike 2. As I mentioned, a very busy top of the first for Evan Hetrick as he recorded all 3 outs for Boyertown. South Charleston got around on all 4 balls that were put into play against Richard Black, but 3 of them turned into flyouts, and that's what matters. 0-2 slider, swing and a miss. Isaac McAllister rolls through the first inning. A pair of strikeouts for Isaac McAllister. A 9-pitch first inning for the South Charleston post 94 starter. His bat's coming back to the plate now. Andrew Scarberry due up to lead off the second for post 94. We'll be back with more coverage of the Mid-Atlantic Regional American Legion Baseball Tournament after this on Metro News.
Metro News is the voice of high school sports in West Virginia. We're there from the sweat-soaked high school gyms to the bright lights of the Charleston Civic Center and the state tournaments. We're with the fans under the lights on Friday nights during football season and at Wheeling Island Stadium for the Super Six. We're at the Dusty Baseball Fields and at Appalachian Power Park for the state championships. From the Metro News Power Index to the high school sports line, your home for the best coverage of high school sports is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
What you need to know today is just a click away. WVMetroNews.com has the latest statewide news stories from the capital city to your hometown. Follow your favorite sports teams from high school to the pros. Hunting and fishing information is always on the outdoors page. And never miss your favorite Metro News program with live streams and archived episodes. Wherever you are in the Mountain State, the information you need is at WVMetroNews.com.
Richard Black back to the mound for Boyertown post 471 here in the top of the second inning. He gave up a leadoff single to South Charleston's Tyson Burke. Back in the top of the first, recorded 3 straight flyouts to end the half inning, and now he will face 5, 6, and 7 in the South Charleston order. The first baseman Andrew Scarberry due up, followed by the left fielder Jordan Mosley and the third baseman Caleb Nutter. I'm Daniel Woods here at Dale Miller Field, bringing you American Legion Mid-Atlantic Regional Baseball play-by-play. Boyertown post 471 out of the state of Pennsylvania against the West Virginia state champion South Charleston post 94. First pitch swinging, Scarberry sends this the other way, drops a blooper in front of the right fielder Tyler Hoffman for a leadoff single. So back-to-back leadoff singles to start this game.
Next for
South Charleston post 94.
Left fielder number 21, Jordan Mosley.
That one dropping in for Scarberry. The Bluefield State product just finished his freshman year with the Rams. That brings up the left fielder Jordan Mosley. First pitch from Richard Black misses away. Isaac McAllister, meanwhile, the counterpart of Richard Black, with a pair of strikeouts in the first inning, a 1-2-3 first for South Charleston on just 9 pitches. 1-0 to Mosley, ripped towards third and over the head of the third baseman Eisenhard into left field for a single. And that's back-to-back base runners now for South Charleston post 94.
Third baseman,
and that's
number
the
11,
fifth
Caleb
out
Nutter.
of 6 right-handed hitters for South Charleston that have taken pitches to left field against Richard Black. They're really starting to square him up. It was a line drive single for Tyson Burke that led this game off, and then 3 straight fly balls to left field that ended the first. Scarberry went the other way to lead off the inning, but another line drive into left for Mosley there as the first pitch to Caleb Nutter misses upstairs 1-0. Still scoreless here in the top of the second, but South Charleston threatening a runner in scoring position, nobody out here. Corner infield drawn in to cover the bunt in case Nutter would lay one down, but instead he laces another line drive into left. Everybody's going to move up a station as Evan Hetrick corrals that one in left field, but 3 straight singles for South Charleston loads the bases with nobody out for the catcher Tyler Purdue, hitting 8th today.
Catcher number 26, Tyler Purdue.
Purdue went 1 for 5 yesterday and scored a run as he steps into the right-handed batter's box. Again, all right-handed hitters so far for South Charleston as Black goes to his curveball, misses inside. 7 right-handed hitters have come to the plate for South Charleston so far in this game. 6 of them have hit the ball to left field, so they're really seeing the ball well against Richard Black and turning on it so far. Right-hander delivers 1-0 fastball across for a strike. Evens things up 1-1. Scarberry at third, Mosley at second, Nutter at first. 3 consecutive singles start this inning for post 94, and Tyler Purdue has a chance to open the scoring here. The 1-1 from Black. Another fastball sent into left field. That's a fair ball down the line. Scarberry will come in to score. Being waved home is Mosley. He's in. That's going to be a 2-run double off the bat of Tyler Purdue. It advances Nutter up to third. South Charleston strikes first. It's 2-0 in the top of the second. Again, These South Charleston hitters just getting around on the fastball of Richard Black. And it's enough to drive in two for Tyler Purdue, and it does not appear that post 94 is ready to put the bats down yet. Two in scoring position with nobody out for the 9-hitter, Kyler Dixon. Scarberry and Mosley score to make it 2-0. Nutter now at third, Purdue advancing to second. First pitch fastball to Dixon, inside corner for a strike. Lineup will turn over after Dixon with Tyson Burke now on the on-deck circle. Black set, working from the stretch. Second pitch fastball, bounced to short. One run will score as Moyer goes to first for the out. And Dixon is retired, but it's 3-0. Nutter comes in to score on the fielder's choice. Purdue moves up to third. Score that one 6-3 and give Kyler Dixon an RBI.
Tyson Burke, shortstop Tyson Burke.
So the first down of the inning, drives in one run and leaves Purdue as the lone base runner up at third. Tyson Burke in for the second time. First pitch swinging, sends this one on the ground to first, and it gets through the glove of Shane. That will drive in Purdue from third, and Burke will be safe at first. Have to wait on a ruling for that one, as Shane went down to a knee for that one, just kind of olayed it, and it wound up in right field.
Center fielder number 2, Isaiah Ramsey.
That drives in the fourth run of the inning for South Charleston. My gut reaction is that is likely going to be ruled an error against Brandon Shane. We will wait for the official ruling. And with one out in the inning, Isaiah Ramsey comes to the plate. Black still working from the stretch. First pitch curveball bends in for a called strike. Ramsey was the first of 3 South Charleston hitters to fly out to left field in the first inning. Black goes to his fastball, misses away, 1-1. 4 runs across the plate for South Charleston in this inning, sparked by 4 straight hits to start the inning. Singles from Scarberry, Mosley, and Nutter, and then a 2-run double from Tyler Purdue. Now the 1-1 breaking ball from Black got him out in front, strike 2. And that is ruled an error on the first baseman, Brandon Shane, that allowed Tyson Burke to reach and drove in Tyler Purdue from third. Now Burke breaks for second. It's a comebacker. Black gloves it. Only play is to first. So the hit and run does enough to move the runner to second, but the out is still recorded on a nice defensive play there from the pitcher, Richard Black, who, despite allowing 4 runs in this inning, has been particularly composed. Doing a nice job as he fell off the mound there on the follow-through to reach back out and stab that bouncer out of the air. So it's a 1-3 fielder's choice that retires Ramsey and brings Garrett Comer to the plate. He flew out back in the first. It does move the runner Burke into scoring position as the Black curveball misses downstairs. 4 hits in this inning already for South Charleston, and all 4 of those base runners have scored. Burke's down at second. He reached on an error. 1-0 fastball comes home. 2-hopper to short for Moyer. This should end the inning. He takes it chest high, fires over to first for out number 3. Richard Black, after allowing 4 hits to start the inning and all 4 of those runners scoring, buckles down and retires 3 batters to end the top of the second. Isaac McAllister finished the bottom of the first on 9 pitches. He returns to the mound after this. You're listening to Mid-Atlantic Regional American Legion Baseball on Metro News.
Hi, it's Tony Caridi, host of the CityNet Statewide Sports Line right here on Metro News. Join the Senator, Brad Howe, Coach Greg Hunter, and myself as we discuss the day's biggest sports stories, talking with coaches, former players, and sports writers from all over the state and across the nation, bringing you the latest from the high schools, colleges, and the pro game. So don't miss the CityNet Statewide Sports Line weeknights at 6:06 here on the Metro News Radio Network and streaming live at WVMetronews.com.
Your source for what's happening in West Virginia is WVMetroNews.com. Get the latest statewide news, sports reports from WVU, Marshall, and your local high school teams. Explore the great outdoors with Chris Lawrence. Read Hoppy Kercheval's daily commentary and catch up on your favorite Metro News programs and podcasts. Stay informed anytime, anywhere with WVMetroNews.com. Metro News for 36 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Isaac McAllister back to the mound for South Charleston, post 94 here. Now pitching with a 4-run lead. McAllister posted a pair of strikeouts and finished the bottom of the first with just 9 pitches. He will look to continue an impressive run of form over the last couple of weeks for this South Charleston post 94 team. He will face the middle of the Boyertown, Pennsylvania order. The designated hitter, Steve Colucci, leads off the inning to be followed by Brandon Shane, the first baseman, and the right fielder, Tyler Hoffman.
Boyertown, number 23, DH Steve Colucci.
McAllister with a little bit of breathing room to throw strikes more often now, as he kicks and deals a first pitch slider that misses outside. So it's 1-0 to Steve Colucci, the designated hitter. Colucci did the catching yesterday for Boyertown. He swings at a 1-0 fastball, lifts it out to center. Easy play for Isaiah Ramsey out there. Just a couple of steps to his right, he makes the catch. McAllister working very efficiently so far, as he set down Peyton Boyer on 4 pitches, I should say. Got Cole Kratz to line out on 2 back in the first, and then struck out Evan Hetrick on 3 straight to end that inning. And now a 2-pitch flyout to Steve Colucci. First pitch swinging is Brandon Shane. He fouls it out of play. Shane committing an error there in the top of the first that allowed Tyson Burke to reach, but he was stranded, and this one's going to be rolled into the hole at shortstop. Making the backhanded play is Burke. Fires across, but Shane able to beat it down the line. That's the first hit of the game for Boyertown. It comes on the infield single. It was going to be a tough play no matter what, on a slow roller deep in the hole for either Burke or the third baseman Nutter. It was Burke that was able to glove that one and fire across, but Shane able to beat it down the line. Now the left-handed hitting right fielder Tyler Hoffman steps in. McAllister working from the stretch for the first time, misses away with his fastball, 1-0. Nutter creeping in at third. He's got both feet on the infield grass. Scarberry holds the runner on at first. 1-0 fastball, misses down and away. McAllister shaking out that right arm. Count 2-0. Set at the belt. Kicks and deals. This one chopped on the right side. Comer will have a chance to turn 2. Goes to second for 1. But the relay throw can't be made by Burke, and they'll just get the force out, take out the lead runner at second. Fielder's choice 6-4 is out number 2 here in the second.
Second baseman Luke Moser.
It's a high bounce there for Comer that he had to wait back on. Went to second, but Burke had to twist out of the way of the runner and wasn't able to get a throw off to first. So Hoffman reaches 2 outs in the inning now. First pitch slider to Luke Moser, misses away. Moser, the second baseman, batting 7th for the second straight day for Boyertown, and he got their rally started in the 3rd inning of yesterday's game against Frederick, Maryland. As the 1-0 comes in, he squares to bunt and takes a strike on the inner half. Evens the count 1-1. Moser led off the 3rd inning for Boyertown with a single. Eventually came around to score in what was a 4-run inning for the Pennsylvania runner-up. But that was it for their scoring. They lost 8-4 yesterday. 1-1 breaking ball from McAllister. Again painted on the black on the inner half, taken for a strike. McAllister back ahead 1-2. He checks the runner at first, now comes set. From the stretch, 1-2 slider, just fouled off. Sent straight down off of home plate. And Moser stays alive for the moment. Not quite the same level of efficiency as the 9-pitch first inning that McAllister put together here in the second, but still working confidently and working quickly against these Boyertown hitters. Hoffman at first, he reached on a fielder's choice. 1-2 from McAllister, comes inside, got Moser on that front shoulder. Actually, it looks like it came in a little bit lower, caught him around the wrist. He's going to give that a quick look and trot down to first. So, mistake pitch there to say the least from McAllister, puts a Boyertown runner in scoring position for the first time. Hoffman goes to second. Moser still clearly in some pain there down at first base, but he's seemingly doing everything he can to shake it off, but now he's going to step into foul territory and consult with the Post 471 coaching staff. There's a chance he may be done for the day. 4 batters have come to the plate in this inning for Boyertown. Steve Colucci flew out to center to lead off the inning. Brandon Shane reached on an infield single, the first hit of the game for Boyertown. Tyler Hoffman hit into a fielder's choice that saw Shane thrown out at second on the force play. He's at second now, Hoffman that is. And Moser was just hit by a pitch on the left wrist. And they're just making sure he's okay before letting him go out there and run the bases. And it does look like Luke Moser is going to have to leave the game after a quick evaluation. So it will be a new 7-hitter and second baseman for Boyertown Post 471. As Moser not particularly favoring the use of that left hand very much. Just kind of has that left arm slumped down at his side as he walks back to the dugout and will be replaced
number 4, Elijah Calvert.
By Elijah Calvert, who is listed as a pitcher and second baseman on the Boyertown roster, so it may be a straight swap at the Keystone for Boyertown. We'll have to wait and see officially when Post 471 returns to the field. But Colin Eisenhard, meanwhile, is going to have a chance to hit with 2 on, a runner in scoring position, and 2 outs in the inning against Isaac McAllister. McAllister from the stretch, first pitch fastball, inner half of the plate, taken for a strike. Hoffman at second has some speed, so a ball to the outfield that Eisenhard can reach on. Likely scores a run here. 0-1 fastball downstairs, backhanded behind the plate by Tyler Purdue, 1-1. So Calvert is the pinch runner replacing the injured Moser. He's at first, Hoffman at second. McAllister's 1-1. Breaking ball hit in the air left field. Initially misjudging that one was Mosley, but Ramsey's going to come a long way from center field into the gap and grab that one for out number 3. Mosley broke in on that one initially. It was over his head and well into the left center field gap, and Ramsey, with a great jump on that ball, was able to track it down for out number 3. So Boyertown threatens. They put a runner in scoring position for the first time against McAllister, but nothing comes of it. Richard Black back to the mound for the 3rd time in this game. When we return, you're listening to Mid-Atlantic Regional American Legion Baseball here on Metro News.
Hi, this is Hoppy Kercheval. West Virginia, in many ways, is a diverse state, often with different issues, challenges, and successes depending on where you live. But we're also a small state, and we're all connected by being West Virginians. Every day from 10:06 till noon, I talk about and provide insight into the events that shape who we are. My approach is tough but fair, and we may disagree, but together we'll stay abreast of what's going on in our great state. Successes, the hardships, the challenges, and of course the politics that contribute to making us who we are. So join me weekdays, 10:06 till noon for Metro News Talk Line.
Nobody covers West Virginia like Metro News. Start each weekday at 6:06 a.m. with the morning news. Veteran anchors Chris Lawrence and Carrie Hudasek deliver the day's biggest stories, along with in-depth reports from Jeff Jenkins, Alex Thomas, and Jake Flatley. The morning news also brings you the latest in sports from Kyle Wiggs and Joe Braccato, Humpy Kirchhoff's daily commentary, and the entertainment report. The morning news on the Metro News Radio Network and at WVMetroNews.com.
Top of the third coming up here at Dale Miller Field, the first elimination game of the Mid-Atlantic Regional American Legion Baseball Tournament here in Morgantown. Boyertown post 471, South Charleston post 94 doing battle here at South Charleston, leading this one 4-0 after 2 innings. As Boyertown starter Richard Black returns to the mound here in the top of the third after allowing 4 runs in the second. And he will face the heart of the order from South Charleston's Isaac McAllister, Andrew Scarberry, and Jordan Mosley due up in the inning. McAllister, the counterpart on the mound for South Charleston. Worked around a couple of base runners there in the second, stranding runners at first and second to keep Boyertown scoreless. He flew out to left field to end the top of the first. And now comes to the plate for the second time. Full line for the right-hander, Black, and he gets McAllister out in front of the curveball, strike 1. Scarberry, who's due up next, singled and scored in the second to start off that big inning for South Charleston. Mentioned it earlier, an impressive frame for Richard Black out there on the mound as he goes to the 0-1 curveball, misses away. Big right-hander who's seemingly all arms and legs out there. Pearson for the sign from John Myers. Taking his time here. Now the 1-1. Another curveball. This one hit the other way. McAllister lifts it in the air, and Hoffman is going to make an easy play on that one. A couple steps to his left. And he makes the catch. So McAllister flies out for the second time in the game, and that brings up Andrew Scarberry. One thing that was noticeable as that second inning went on, after the Tyler Purdue double that was ripped down the left field line, it did seem that those South Charleston hitters were not quite squaring Black up the way they had through the first 8 or so batters. Black's first pitch to Scarberry, a curveball that drops in on the inner half. Taken for strike 1. 7 of the first 8 hitters for South Charleston hit the ball to left field. Whether that went for a hit or a fly out as Scarberry turns on this one, rolls it down to third base. Eisenhard up with it. Strong throw across the diamond, and Shane holds on to it for out number 2. So just as I say that, Scarberry does get around on that pitch from Black, but it's a routine ground ball for the third baseman. And it's out number 2. That brings up Jordan Mosley. He hit a line drive single to left field to keep things going for South Charleston back in the second. And he'll dig in on the right side. A fly out and a ground out so far for Black, who's worked quickly here in the third. He goes to his fastball and gets a called strike on the inner half. Black once again coming, set, face to home plate, now brings that left foot around, delivers a curveball, and again catches the top half of the zone on the inside half of the plate, and Mark Bale gives him a called strike. Mosley waves the bat overhead, he's ready to go. Black taking a long time with the signs here, getting those from John Myers, and now the 0-2 comes with the fastball, misses up and in, backs Mosley off the plate. It's 1-2. Defense played pretty much straight up for Boyertown at this point. Now the 1-2, breaking ball, bounces in the dirt, blocked nicely by Myers. That evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Black has certainly settled down since allowing those 4 straight hits to start the second. As he comes with a 2-2 fastball, Mosley turns on this one, sends it into left field for a hit. It'll just be a single as Hetrick is over quickly to cut it off along the line. Just a good piece of hitting there for Mosley on 2-2. was an inside fastball right in on the hands.
Third baseman
He was able to
Nutter.
get that bat through the zone pretty quickly and shoot it down the left field line for a 2-out single. Caleb Nutter comes to the plate. The 7-hitter. Signal to left field to load the bases, and he swings at the first pitch he sees, sends a high fly ball down the left field line, but it'll land well foul for a long strike one. So as I was saying before that Mosley single, Black had really settled down after allowing those 4 runs. He got 4 straight ground balls to end the inning. As Nutter offers at this one, he's behind it and fouls it out of play down the first base side. You got Kyler Dixon to roll one to short. That did score a run for South Charleston, but it was a relatively routine play. Tyson Berg reached on an error on what should have been out number 2 in the inning. Again, an easy ground ball to first. As Black delivers the 0-2, Nutter with a check swing fouls this down the first base side to stay alive. If that error at first base from Brandon Shane allowed Tyson Berg to reach, another routine ground ball that should have been the second out in the inning. An easy comebacker for Black as well from Isaiah Ramsey that he was able to get out number 2 in the inning. And then a routine ground ball to short. So he's rolled along rather nicely since allowing those 4 base runners to start the second. He gets a check swing there from Nutter, but the pitch missed downstairs, and Mark Mayle says the South Charleston third baseman was able to hold up in time. Mosley takes his lead at first, 1-2, popped up on the infield, right on the mound for Black. He settles underneath it and makes the catch for out number 3.
41.
Richard Black faces 4 batters in the inning after allowing 4 runs in the second. He worked. Needing to get the offense going. They trail 4-0 here in the bottom of the third at the Mid-Atlantic American Legion Regional Baseball Tournament. You're listening live on Metro News.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. Some unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world. To hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
How well do you know your insurance company?
Well, I know I pay each month, and I'm covered.
Okay, are you sure you have the best rates? Do you have the right coverage for your needs? Are you paying for things you don't need?
Well, I haven't actually talked to my agent. I just assumed...
Talk to a real person. Talk to someone local and see the difference.
Dynamic Insurance Group, carrying independent agents that will find insurance solutions that are as unique as you are. Personal or commercial, you're covered at dynamicinsurancegroup.com.
Danny Woods back with you at Dale Miller Field here at Milan Park as the bottom of the third set to get started between South Charleston Post 94 and Boyertown Post 471 in the first elimination game of this Mid-Atlantic American Legion Baseball Regional Tournament. It's 9-1-2 due up for Boyertown. John Myers, Peyton Boyer, and Cole Kratz set to face the right-handed starter from South Charleston, Isaac McAllister. McAllister set Boyertown down 1-2-3 in the first, but was not as efficient in the second. A one-out single for Brandon Shane
John Myers.
and a hit batsman that actually forced Boyertown second baseman Luke Moser out of the game. Put 2 runners on base in that inning, but McAllister was able to work around those and get out of that one. First pitch fastball to the catcher John Myers, fouled back to the backstop, 0-1. Myers swapping places with today's cleanup hitter Steve Colucci. Colucci was the catcher yesterday with Myers, the designated hitter. Now Myers behind the plate, Colucci, the designated hitter. Full windup for McAllister. His 0-1 is a slider, swung on and missed strike 2. The multiple breaking balls being thrown here today by Isaac McAllister has kept these Boyertown hitters on their toes, to be sure, and he goes to that slider again, gets it fouled back to the backstop. been largely fastball, curveball, slider. He's really worked those breaking balls in different counts as well, as he delivers a 1-2, misses up and away. Often throwing that curveball for strikes early in the count and then going to the slider as his put-away pitch. See what he does here on 1-2. He does go to the slider, but getting a piece of this one. Myers sends it into foul territory to land in the home bullpen on the first base side. Well, what would traditionally be the home bullpen here at Dale Miller Field, but Post 94 is the away team despite being in the first base dugout, so just the first base bullpen, you should say. McAllister will do it again on 1-2. He goes to the fastball. This one shot the other way, well foul, and it'll end up in the batting cages on the first base side. McAllister working quickly. Third chance on 1-2. Breaking ball misses inside. McAllister with 2 strikeouts in this game, both in the first. Looking for his third. Now the 2-2. Fastball misses down and away, and Myers has fought back to a full count now. Could tell there was some frustration there from McAllister as he went to the fastball and really just kind of heaved it up there. Now the payoff pitch from the right-hander. Goes off speed, popped up on the right side. This will tail into foul territory. Scarberry, a couple of steps on John Myers, but the elevated off-speed offering from McAllister was enough to get him to pop that one up into foul territory, and Scarberry makes the routine play.
Shortstop Peyton Moyer.
Shortstop Peyton Moyer now comes up. He struck out to lead off the bottom of the first on 4 pitches. It's the first victim of that McAllister breaking ball. He squares to bunt, gets it down in front of the plate. Out from behind is Purdue. He will fire to first, and it's up the first base line and into right field. Moyer is safe. He will trek out to second base as Dixon goes over to the right field fence to cut that ball off. So a little bit of small ball has Boyertown in business in the bottom of the third. It would have been a very close play at and we'll have to wait on an official ruling. There will almost certainly be a throwing error regardless on that play as Cole Kratz squares to bunt and McAllister misses away. So score that single E2 for Peyton Moyer. A bunt single and a throwing error against the catcher. He stands at second. 1-0 pitch to Kratz, bunted down the third base line, but well foul. Scarberry, the first baseman, charging in on that play. They're going to keep Nutter back in an effort to potentially cut down Peyton Moyer trying to go second to third. One. Scarberry drawn in on the infield grass. McAllister goes fastball, misses down and in. So Boyertown threatening with a runner in scoring position for the second straight inning. Moyer down at second. Reached on the bunt single, advanced on the throwing error. Curveball from McAllister, popped up out of play, evens the count 2-2. That one back over the bleachers on the first base side. Cole Kratz had a 1-for-3 day yesterday, scored a run and drew a walk. For Boyertown, he lined out in his first plate appearance today. McAllister's 2-2, slider on the outer half, chop back to the mound. It's off McAllister's glove. There's no play for South Charleston as that one deflected and died on the infield grass. Tyson Burke unable to get to it in time. The runner advances to third. Kratz is safe at first. And there's runners on the corners with 1 out for Boyertown. Evan Hetrick, the left fielder, has a chance to cut into this South Charleston lead. Obviously, post 94 with 1 out, runners on the corner is going to be looking for a double play ball here. We'll see if McAllister can get it. First pitch fastball, shot back up the middle. Diving play by Burke can't be made. It's under his glove into center field, and coming in to score is Moyer on the first pitch single from Hetrick. Boyertown post 471 on the board. It's 4-1. Kratz moves up to second. Hetrick down at first with 1 out in the inning. McAllister having a few words here with his catcher, Tyler Purdue. His frustration has mounted as this inning's gone on. The throwing error on the Moyer bunt single, really the catalyst for everything so far for post 471 in this inning, and Steve Colucci now has a chance to hit with a runner in scoring position. Kratz at second, Hetrick at first. 1 run in already as Moyer scored on the Hetrick single. McAllister checks the runner at second. First pitch fastball clips the inside part of the plate, 0-1. Moyer reached on the bunt single, moved up to second on the throwing error by the catcher Purdue. Infield single for Kratz put runners on the corners. 0-1 breaking ball down in the dirt. Check swing, appeal on that one, and Mark Mail is going to make that a called strike. 0-2. So Colucci falls behind quickly. The Kratz infield single that deflected off McAllister's glove put runners on the corners. Hetrick drove in Moyer with a single moments ago. 0-2 to Colucci, bounces the breaking ball, swinging strike 3. Now we've got some issues on the base paths as both runners tried to advance on that ball in the dirt. And they've got the runner, Kratz, caught between second and third. He tries to dive under the tag, but he's unable to. Burke slaps the tag onto his back for out number 3. And just like that, Boyertown runs themselves out of the inning. So Colucci strikes out on the ball in the dirt. Both runners broke as that one was blocked by Purdue, and they were able to catch Kratz between second and third. He's tagged out to end the inning. So Boyertown puts 1 on the board on the Evan Hetrick RBI single. Could have had more, but the base running issues there from Cole Kratz and Hetrick himself allows South Charleston to get out of the inning with limited damage done. Richard Black back out for the 4th for Boyertown now with a little bit of juice coming from his guys at the plate. We'll see if he can keep the momentum going after posting a scoreless 3rd. Top of the 4th coming up. After this, you're listening to the Mid-Atlantic Regional Baseball American Legion Tournament on Metro News.
Your source for news in the Mountain State is Metro News. Weekday mornings, start your day with the morning news. 3 hours of the biggest stories across West Virginia, along with sports, weather, and more. Stay updated throughout the day with reports at 1/2 each hour. And find all the info you need on your schedule at wvmetronews.com. The news you want from the name you trust. Metro News. For 36 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Hi, this is Travis Jones. Join me and Coach Greg Hunter every Sunday night from 6:06 until 8 o'clock on the Metro News Radio Network for the CityNet Sunday Night Statewide Sports Line. We'll wrap up the week in sports in the Mountain State, talk about the Mountaineers, high school, and the Mountain East Conference. Plus, you can join the conversation on our toll-free line or on our text line at 304-TALK-304. Join us every Sunday night from 6:06 until 8 p.m. on Metro News. It's the CityNet Sunday Night Statewide Sports Line.
Tyler Purdue will lead things off here for South Charleston post 94 in the top of the 4th. Kyler Dixon and Tyson Burke due up in the inning as well against Richard Black. First pitch breaking ball from Black, taken on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Boyertown post 471 got on the board for the first time just moments ago on an Evan Hetrick RBI single, but some issues on the base paths ran them out of what could have been a much bigger inning. Black back to the curveball, misses downstairs this time, evens the count 1-1. Hetrick with a single back up the middle drove in Peyton Moyer to make it a 4-1 game. Fastball from Black, ripped into left field. Again, this South Charleston lineup doing a great job getting around on the fastball from Black for this all right Hetrick singled back up. Brought the designated hitter Steve Colucci to the plate as Black's first pitch fastball misses down and away to Kyler Dixon, the right fielder. Colucci fell behind quickly, swung and missed at a slider in the dirt from Isaac McAllister as a changeup floats in there from Richard Black for strike one in the inner half. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the inning with Purdue down at first after a leadoff single. Black checks the runner, working from the stretch now. He'll fire over to first. Purdue scrambling back to the bag. The tag from Shane, just a split second later than it needed to be. Colucci swung and missed on that pitch in the dirt for strike 3 as Black comes with the fastball. This one chopped to second, taken on 2 hops, a chance for 2 from Moyer. On to Calvert at second, but beating that down the line is Dixon. That'll be a fielder's choice, 6-4. Dixon safe at first, but the lead runner, Purdue, out on the forced play at second. So Colucci strikes out on the ball in the dirt.
Shortstop
Hetrick from
Burke.
first and Cole Kratz from second both tried to advance on that wild pitch, but the throw down to second from the catcher Purdue caught Kratz in between second and third, and after a brief rundown, he was tagged out for out number 3. Another pickoff attempt for Black, and he got him this time. Dixon tagged out by Shane. Very quick move to first from the righty Black, and that's out number 2. He nearly got Purdue just a couple of moments ago, and this time he does get Dixon. And rather quickly, the bases are now empty for the leadoff hitter Tyson Burke. He's going to pop this one up, shallow center field. Tough play going back on it for Moyer. It drops between him and Kratz in shallow center field for a 2-out single. Burke got that one in on the hands. Just
Center fielder.
sent a soft pop fly
Number 2
into no
Isaiah
man's
Ramsey.
land in center field with Moyer charging back on it. Kratz playing relatively deep, unable to make a play as well. It's a 2-out single for Burke. Isaiah Ramsey comes up. He's 0 for 2 today. Off-speed pitch in for a strike for Black. Quickly out of the crouch, John Myers looks Burke back to first base. 0-1 count, 2 outs in the inning, runner at first. Black with 2 glances over to first, now comes set, working from the stretch. Goes to his fastball, Burke breaks for second. It's a called strike, throw down from Myers in plenty of time. Taken on 1 hop by Elijah Calvert. He tags him out for out number 3. Impressive inning in the field so far for Boyertown post 471. The fielder's choice for out number 1 and the pickoff for out number 2, and then John Myers throws Tyson Burke out, trying to steal second for out number 3. Boyertown with a little bit of momentum now, trailing by 3 runs. We'll see if they can get any closer in the bottom of the 4th right after this. You're listening to the Mid-Atlantic American Legion Baseball Regional Tournament, live on Metro News.
Your source for news in the Mountain State is Metro News. Weekday mornings, start your day with the morning news. Throughout the day with reports at 1/2 each hour, and find all the info you need on your schedule at wvmetronews.com. The news you want from the name you trust. Metro News for 36 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Hi, this is Travis Jones. Join me and Coach Greg Hunter every Sunday night from 6:06 until 8 o'clock on the Metro News Radio Network for the CityNet Sunday Night Statewide Sports Line. We'll wrap up the week in sports in the Mountain State, talk about the Mountaineers, high school, and the Mountain East Conference. Plus, you can join the conversation on our toll-free line or on our text line at 304-TALK-304. Join us every Sunday night from 6:06 until 8 p.m. on Metro News. It's the CityNet Sunday Night Statewide Sports Line.
Hi, this is Hoppy Kercheval. West Virginia, in many ways, is a diverse state, often with different issues, challenges, and successes depending on where you live. But we're also a small state, and we're all connected by being West Virginians. Every day from 10:06 till noon, I talk about and provide insight into the events that shape who we are. My approach is tough but fair, and we may disagree, but together we'll stay abreast of what's going on in our great state. Successes, the hardships, the challenges, and of course the politics that contribute to making us who we are. So join me weekdays, 10:06 till noon for Metro News Talk Line.
Nobody covers West Virginia like Metro News. Start each weekday at 6:06 a.m. with the Morning News. Veteran anchors Chris Lawrence and Carrie Hudasek deliver the day's biggest stories, along with in-depth reports from Jeff Jenkins, Alex Thomas, and Jake Flatley. The Morning News also brings you the latest in sports from Kyle Wiggs and Joe Braccato, Hoppy Kercheval's daily commentary, and the Entertainment Report. The Morning News on the Metro News Radio Network and at WVMetroNews.com.
Isaac McAllister with the first pitch fastball to first baseman Brandon Shane. Ball one. South Charleston, post 94, back in the field against Boyertown, post 471. Shane fouls this one off down the third base side. South Charleston leading this one 4-1 over the runners-up from the state of Pennsylvania. Count even 1-1. Full windup for the South Charleston righty. Misses upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Shane, the first baseman, singled back in the second. That's the only hit so far. Well, it was the only hit at that time, I should say, for Boyertown. They put up a pair of singles, rather 3 singles, in the third inning off of McAllister, who misses away with a breaking ball, 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike to the leadoff hitter in this inning. That's Brandon Shane. He swings and misses at a changeup to run the count full. Shane, Tyler Hoffman, and Elijah Calvert due up in this inning. Be the first plate appearance for Calvert. Payoff pitch for McAllister, misses away. And that's the first free base runner on balls here for Boyertown, post 471. They did see Luke Moser hit by a pitch in the second. That forced him from the game and brought Calvert in as a pinch runner.
Right fielder Tyler Hoffman.
That's the first base on balls allowed by McAllister in this game, and it's to the leadoff hitter in the fourth, Brandon Shane. Tyler Hoffman hit into a fielder's choice back in the second. He takes the first pitch curveball off the outer part of the plate for ball 1. So Shane's on base for the second time today. And the left-handed hitting Hoffman looked to avoid the same fate he subjected his teammate to back in the second, as McAllister's 1-0 fastball in for a strike on the outside corner. Hoffman rolled a ground ball to shortstop, Saw Shane out on the force play as McAllister goes back to the fastball, gets a swing and a miss, strike 2. Hoffman able to beat that ground ball down the line. That one ruled a fielder's choice. 1-2 count to the Boyertown right fielder. Shane takes a short lead at first. Now he breaks for second. This one popped up on the infield, right behind the mound. Calling for it, the third baseman Nutter. He'll make the underhanded catch on a play that was a little bit harder than it needed to be, but he gloves it for out number 1. The pitcher, shortstop, second baseman, and third baseman all in the vicinity of that ball. Pretty much all of them calling for it at one point or another.
Second baseman number 4, Elijah Calvert.
They defer to the third baseman Nutter, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Elijah Calvert will get his first plate appearance in this game. Again, entering as a pinch runner for the injured Moser back in the second. He takes a first pitch breaking ball away, 1-0. Again, Moser with just 1 plate appearance in this spot today. He was hit by that pitch as the curveball out of the hand of McAllister clips the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Shane with the leadoff walk. He's at first. Was able to retreat to first after that pop-up. He'll break for second once again. This one fouled out of play by Calvert down the first base side. They're definitely trying to get the first baseman, Shane, moving on the base paths. hit and run been on a couple of times. Hoffman with the pop-up forced him to sprint back to first as McAllister misses away. Evens the count 2-2. Shane broke for second on that last pitch to Hoffman. And that pop-up straight in the air, while it did record an out for South Charleston, allowed Shane plenty of time to get back to first. Now the 2-2, Shane goes for second again. This one lifted into center, charging on the ball and making the catch is Ramsey in shallow center. His relay throw to first is off the bag. Scarberry, if he had been able to keep a foot on the bag, would have easily had the double play. But the throw from Ramsey pulls him down the first base line a couple of steps towards right field, and Shane slides in just in time. Strong throw from Ramsey, just not the most accurate. Would have easily had the double play if that throw's on the bag. And Scarberry nearly got back with the tag in time anyway. So Shane retreats to first. First pitch curveball to Colin Eisenhard, taken for a strike. McAllister working from the stretch, set at the belt, his 0-1 curveball again. Put on the black there and receives a called strike from Mark Mayle. McAllister going to step off the rubber, go back through the signs with Tyler Purdue. He's set to go again on 0-2. See if Shane's in motion. He is not. It's a slider hit on the ground, up the middle, taken on the backhand by Comer behind the bag. He tosses on to second, where Burke is waiting for out number 3. So McAllister works around the leadoff walk, sets down the next 3 batters in order to get through the 4th unscathed. South Charleston coming back to the plate, leading Boyertown 4-1 after 4 innings. You're listening to American Legion Mid-Atlantic Regional Baseball on Metro News.
Metro News this morning. The biggest stories from around the state of West Virginia when you want them. Chris Lawrence at the anchor desk.
We're ready to get your day started in West Virginia with all the information you need.
Carrie Hudasek brings you the day's headlines.
Kanawha County Sheriff's deputies are investigating after 2 people were found dead last night in the Sissonville area. A man and a woman were discovered with gunshot wounds at a home on Walker Drive. Names have not been released.
Kyle Wiggs at the sports desk.
Chase DeLauder, the 16th pick in the first round of baseball's entry draft Sunday night. He was selected by the Cleveland Guardians, and he's the highest selected West Virginia native since Chris Enix. The Pirates selected 4th in the first round and took shortstop Termar Johnson out of Mays High School in Georgia. The Orioles had the first pick in the draft and took high schooler Jackson Holiday, number 1.
And Hoppy Kercheval's daily commentary. Metro News this morning. Listen where you get your favorite podcasts and online at WVMetroNews.com.
Hi, this is Hoppy Kercheval. West Virginia, in many ways, is a diverse state, often with different issues, challenges, and successes depending on where you live. But we're also a small state, and we're all connected by being West Virginians. Every day from 10:06 till noon, I talk about and provide insight into the events that shape who we are. My approach is tough but fair, and we may disagree, but together we'll stay abreast of what's going on in our great state. Successes, the hardships, the challenges, and of course the politics that contribute to making us who we are. So join me weekdays, 10:06 till noon for Metro News Talk Line.
Nobody covers West Virginia like Metro News.
Back for the top of the 5th, Daniel Woods returning with you for South Charleston Post 94 and Boyertown Post 471 in the first elimination game of this 2022 Mid-Atlantic American Legion Baseball Regional Tournament. Richard Black back to the mound for Boyertown. He's settled down after allowing 4 runs in the top of the 2nd. It's been all scoreless since, but sending a single straight back up the middle is the center. That brings up Garrett Comer, the second baseman. It was an interesting inning to say the least for South Charleston back in the 4th, as just 4 hitters came to the plate. They had a pair of singles, and as I said, 4 hitters came to the plate in that inning. First pitch changeup from Richard Black, a called strike on the inner half. Tyler Purdue led off the inning with a single. Kyler Dixon hit into a fielder's choice that erased Purdue at second base. Dixon was then picked off. Tyson Burke singled and was caught stealing to end the inning. Another pickoff attempt from Black, this time Ramsey diving back in head first. Ramsey, the fourth leadoff base runner in 5 innings against Richard Black, as this curveball is rolled up the middle. Taking it is the shortstop, Moyer. They'll get one out at second. Relay on to first, not in time. Comer just beats the throw by a step, but that will be out number 1 on the fielder's choice. A chance at 2 there, but Moyer had a long way to go for that one, and rather than taking it to the bag himself, did toss it to Calvert.
Pitcher Isaac McAllister.
So they get one out at second. Comer reaches at first. He's on base for the first time. And the cleanup hitter and pitcher, Isaac McAllister, will come in. He's 0 for 2. He's flown out twice. And will hit with a man at first and 1 down. First pitch fastball. Just misses downstairs from Black. As I mentioned, outside of that second inning for Black, it's been relatively smooth sailing, as he's yet to face more than 4 batters in any other inning, as McAllister lifts a fly ball. Going back on it in center is Kratz to the wall. That one's going to one-hop up to the fence. McAllister going to be held at first by a great throw from Kratz. That'll move Comer up to third. McAllister was not exactly enthusiastic getting out of the batter's box on that one, as Kratz tracked that one over his shoulder. It bounced on the warning track, took one hop into the center fielder's glove, and a strong throw holds McAllister at first on what should have surely been extra bases. Nonetheless, it puts runners on the corners with 1 out for Andrew Scarberry. He's 1 for 2 and scored a run back in the second. So my smooth sailing comments about Black may have brought the announcers jinx onto the Boyertown starter. We'll have to see as he gets a first pitch strike on the curveball. That's really one of the first balls we've seen hit up the middle off of Black today, as he's set from the stretch. 0-1 curveball, misses upstairs. Scarberry, as I mentioned earlier, finishing up his freshman year with the Bluefield State baseball program back in the spring. One of 2 college players in this starting lineup, along with the shortstop Tyson Burke, who redshirted at Concord this past year. He takes a pitch outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Jordan Mosley's on deck. He's singled in both plate appearances today. Scarberry with something of a crouch down stance there in the right-handed batter's box. Breaking for second is McAllister. This pitch is fouled off out of play down the first base side, evening the count 2-2. One out in the inning, runners on the corners. Richard Black running into trouble really for the first time since the second inning here in the top of the 5th. South Charleston post 94 leads Boyertown post 471, 4-1, but Andrew Scarberry has a chance to add to that lead. McAllister dances off first. It's a short lead at third for Comer, as the breaking ball from Black just misses outside and runs the count full. Black has yet to walk a batter in this game. He's done a great job of filling up the strike zone. It's really just been the trouble with fastball location that's allowed post 94 to turn on a handful of pitches. Again, McAllister takes his lead. Payoff pitch, hit towards second, a chance for 2 on the one-hopper. Moyer to Calvert, relay to first in time. The ideal play there for Richard Black on the mound. He gets the one-hopper, hit hard at the shortstop Moyer. He handled it with ease, tossed to Calvert, who threw on to first for the 6-4-3 double play. That gets Boyertown out of the inning. It's still 4-1. South Charleston leads the Pennsylvania runners-up after 4.5 innings. So Boyertown needs to get the bats going, but they do have quite a bit of momentum over the last couple of innings. We'll see what they can do in the bottom of the fifth. After this, you're listening to American Legion regional coverage here on Metro News.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. Some unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world. To hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
How well do you know your insurance company?
Well, I know I pay each month, and I'm covered.
Okay, are you sure you have the best rates? Do you have the right coverage for your needs? Are you paying for things you don't need?
Well, I haven't actually talked to my agent. I just assumed...
Talk to a real person. Talk to someone local and see the difference.
Dynamic Insurance Group, caring independent agents that will find insurance solutions that are as unique as you are. Personal or commercial, you're covered at dynamicinsurancegroup.com.
Bottom of the fifth coming up here from Dale Miller Field. I'm Daniel Woods bringing you American Legion Mid-Atlantic Regional Baseball coverage here on Metro News. Isaac McAllister back to the mound for his fifth inning of work for South Charleston post 94. And he has been pretty efficient throughout the day against Boyertown, 471.
Number 21, John Myers.
He'll face 9-1-2 in the Boyertown lineup. John Myers, Peyton Moyer, and Cole Kratz. And outside of a big second inning for South Charleston, his counterpart, Richard Black, has been just as good. Full windup for McAllister. Bunt attempt from Myers laid down right in front of the plate. Perfect placement, but Tyler Perdue with a strong throw to first is going to get out number one. That ball just dropped in a no-man's land between Perdue and McAllister. But Perdue making up for his mistake back in the third. That led to the first run of the game and the only run of the game for Boyertown on the Peyton Moyer bunt. And now Moyer steps in. He takes the first pitch slider outside. That ball placed 5 or 6 feet in front of the plate. Perdue quickly out of the crouch was able to make the throw. 1-0 breaking ball in the dirt. McAllister shakes out that right arm once again. We've seen him do that quite a bit as this game has gone on. Now the 2-0, it's a fastball. Can't quite get the outside corner. First 3 pitches to Moyer have all missed the zone. McAllister's just walked one batter in this game. Looking to avoid doing that here, and he cannot. Fastball to Moyer, misses in the dirt. It's a 4-pitch walk to the Boyertown shortstop with 1 out in the inning.
Center fielder
brings up Cole Kratz. He's 1 for 2 today. An infield single and a line drive out back in the first. Moyer takes his lead, see if they put him in motion at any point. Kratz a threat to lay down a bunt as well. But McAllister misses in the dirt. That's 5 straight pitches out of the zone. Now the catcher, Perdue, going to trot out to the mound, have a couple of words with McAllister, try to get his righty settled down. As it's just a 3-run lead here for post 94. It's not like Boyertown, despite some of their struggles at the plate, are ready to go away in this one, I should say. Loser in this game goes home and doesn't play any more Legion baseball this summer, as this Mid-Atlantic Regional rolls on here in Morgantown. 1-0 pitch from McAllister, gets the inside part of the plate, strike 1, taken by Kratz. Both of these teams dropping their openers yesterday, trying to win this one and stay alive. 1-1, Kratz squares the bunt, misses down, and a way back pick attempt from Perdue, not in time to nab Moyer. 2 balls and a strike to Cole Kratz. Moyer down at first with the 1-out walk. Third baseman Nutter drawn in. Kratz does square to bunt, sends this one down the first base side. Only play is for Scarberry to go to first. He fumbled it. That'll be an error on the first baseman. Kratz is safe. Moyer hustling up to second. Gave Scarberry only one play. That was to take it to the bag himself.
Left fielder.
But the last hop on that bunt from Kratz kicked off the heel of the first baseman's glove. And that fumble was just enough to allow Kratz to reach safely. One out in the inning, runners at first and second. First pitch from McAllister to Evan Hetrick is the breaking ball that misses upstairs. Hetrick has the lone RBI in the game for Boyertown. He's 1 for 2. Drove in a run with a single back in the third. Another breaking ball from McAllister. This one catches the inner part of the plate, 1-1. Hetrick struck out on 3 pitches to end the first. McAllister with a glance towards Moyer at second. Now comes plateward with the 1-1. Gets a swing and a miss on the breaking ball in the dirt. Talked about it earlier. The multiplicity of breaking balls in this game from McAllister has kept these hitters from settling in too well. Now the 1-2 goes to the fastball, but it's in the dirt. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Moyer at second, Kratz at first, reaching with a walk and an error respectively. McAllister steps off, looks Moyer back to second. Not a likely bunting situation, obviously, with 2 strikes, but corner infield is drawn in for South Charleston. 2-2 to Hetrick. Fastball fouled back over the screen and out of play on the first base side. The way McAllister has rolled along in this game, has been impressive, but as he's grown more frustrated, you would think this is the moment to try to attack. Both runners try to break, and they will both be safe. On the delayed reaction there. Purdue's throw to try to get Moyer at third, not in time. Kratz goes to second. As the pitch missed to Hetrick, it's a full count, 2 runners in scoring position. McAllister's payoff is a curveball popped straight up in the air. Shallow center field. Coming in for this one and making the catch is Ramsey. Initially tagging up was Moyer. He stopped about 5 or 6 feet off the bag and turned back for third after Ramsey's throw started home. So the fly out by Hetrick is enough for the second out in the inning, and it's enough to keep the runners where they are. So now Steve Colucci, 0 for 2 today, is going to hit with 2 men in scoring position and 2 out in the inning. This could be the moment where Boyertown makes this one quite a bit more interesting. The McAllister slider bounces up to Purdue and is taken for ball 1. Colucci with a practice swing. McAllister now from the full windup. 1-0 fastball misses off the inside part of the plate. Tyler Purdue a little bit shocked that his man on the mound didn't get a strike call on that one from Mark Mail with a glance back towards the home plate umpire. McAllister's 2-0, curveball on the black on the inner half. That's strike 1. Colucci with a fly out to center in the second, a strikeout in the third. 2-1 for McAllister. This one shot the other way. It'll get through the hole on the right side. 1 run will score. They're going to wave Kratz home. The throw is up the third base line from Kyler Dixon. It's a 2-run single for Steve Colucci. We've got a 1-run game, 4-3 in the bottom of the 5th. Good piece of hitting there on 2-1 from Colucci as he took the pitch in on his hands and was just able to sit back and send it the other way to drive in a pair. Moyer comes in from third. Kratz scores from second. Would have been a close play on a more accurate throw. But 2 runs score, and Brandon Shane will hit with a runner at first and 2 out. His team trailing by just 1 now. First pitch fastball for McAllister taken for a strike. 0-1 breaking ball, also taken at the knees. That's strike 2. Shane's been on base in both of his plate appearances, a single and a walk. But he faces the 0-2 from McAllister. Again, goes off speed. This one hit on the ground, backhanded at third by Caleb Nutter. He throws across to Scarberry for out number 3. But a couple of runs cross the plate for Boyertown post 471. And we're back to a 1-run game in South Charleston. 4, Boyertown 3 after 5 innings. We've got 2 more to be played. And after that, one of these teams will see their season come to an end. You don't want to miss any of the action here at the Mid-Atlantic American Legion Baseball Regional Tournament from Dale Miller Field at Milan Park. You're listening live on Metro News.
Metro News is the voice of high school sports in West Virginia. We're there from the sweat-soaked high school gyms to the bright lights of the Charleston Civic Center and the state tournaments. We're with the fans under the lights on Friday nights during football season and at Wheeling Island Stadium for the Super 6. We're at the dusty baseball fields and at Appalachian Power Park for the state championships. From the Metro News Power Index to the high school sports line, your home for the best coverage of high school sports is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
What you need to know today is just a click away. WVMetroNews.com has the latest statewide news stories from the capital city to your hometown. Follow your favorite sports teams from high school to the pros. Hunting and fishing information is always on the outdoors page. And never miss your favorite Metro News program with live streams and archived episodes. Wherever you are in the Mountain State, the information you need is at WVMetroNews.com.
Top of the 6th inning here from Dale Miller Field at the American Legion Baseball Regional Tournament. I'm Daniel Woods, bringing you the first game of the day. Luke Wiggs will follow for the next 3. A busy day for one Luke Wiggs. But nonetheless, an exciting day of baseball on deck, and Boyertown post 471 and South Charleston post 94 have gotten us off on the right foot today, to be sure. Jordan Mosley, Caleb Nutter, and Tyler Purdue due up here in the 6th for post 94 against Richard Black, who's out for the 6th time in this game. The big right-hander fires a first pitch fastball that misses away. Boyertown has cut the South Charleston lead down to just 1, a 2-run 5th inning, with Steve Colucci driving in both runs on a 2-out single to make this one very interesting going into the final 2 innings. Black misses up and in with his fastball. Runs the count 2-0. Black was really tested for the first time since that 4-run 2nd inning back in the 5th, as he winds and deals the 2-0 to Mosley. It's fouled back to the screen, strike 1. Garrett Comer reached 3rd on maybe the longest single we'll see in this tournament from Isaac McAllister. Explain that in a second. As Richard Black delivers the 2-1. Puts that one across the plate to even the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. McAllister hit a ball to the warning track in center that got just over the glove of the center fielder Cole Kratz. McAllister, not exactly sprinting out of the right-handed batter's box, was held to a single as the 2-2 curveball spins in from Black but misses up and in. As a strong throw from Kratz was cut off behind the second base bag. That put runners on the corners for Andrew Scarberry. But a tailor-made double play ball got Black out of the inning as Mosley pops this one up right side in foul territory. Look at Black lay out for that one. Richard Black sprinting off the mound goes full extension into foul territory for out number 1 in the 6th. Mosley just popped that one up off the end of the bat. Black came charging off the mound towards the first base line and used every inch of that massive frame to reach out and haul that one in. So Mosley is retired on what, from the games I have seen so far these 2 days, has to be the defensive play of the tournament so far, as Black goes to a first pitch curveball to Caleb Nutter and gets a called strike. Certainly some momentum for Boyertown now. That's only going to be enhanced by that defensive play from Richard Black. The inning-ending double play back in the 5th, then the 2-run inning in the bottom half of that one, as Black misses outside with another breaking ball. Count even 1-1 to Nutter. He's 1 for 2 today. Popped up to the pitcher in the 3rd. singled and scored a run in the second. 1-1 fastball turned on, sent into left field. Nutter with his second hit of the day is going to reach first as Hetrick's throw comes back to the infield. And now Tyler Perdue comes up. Despite being the 8-hitter in this lineup, he's arguably been the most productive hitter in the lineup for South Charleston. He had a 2-run double back in the second and singled before being erased on a force play at second base in the 4th inning. 1 out, he'll hit with a man at first. Black misses away. Count goes 1-0. Richard Black's pitch count certainly getting up there here in the 6th, pitching with a 1-run lead. And again, the fastball turned on, but just foul. Literally about 12 inches, the difference between strike 1 and extra bases here to Tyler Perdue. Nonetheless, it is a 1-1 count now. You can feel the tension rising as this game goes on, particularly with Boyertown putting a couple of runs across the plate there in the bottom of the 5th. To make this just a 1-run game, Isaac McAllister had largely rolled through the first 4 innings, as this is another line drive, and this time it is a fair ball just past the shortstop Moyer into left field. Another line drive sent into left by a South Charleston hitter. It's really just been a tough day with the fastball for Richard Black so far.
Kyler Dixon.
One way or another, South Charleston keeps finding ways to get around on it and just deposit line drives into left field today. And now Kyler Dixon, the 9-hitter, is going to come up with 2 runners on base. The third baseman Eisenhard drawn in just shy of the infield grass. First pitch curveball taken for a strike on the inside half. 0-1 the count. 4-3 to the score. South Charleston post 94 leading Boyertown post 471. The first elimination game of this Mid-Atlantic Regional Tournament. Richard Black looking to keep that deficit there. Another curveball spins in, but this one misses off the plate. Evens the count, a ball and a strike. Lineup set to turn over after Dixon here for South Charleston. Tyson Burke on deck. He's got a pair of singles today. Black with a glance towards second. Now the 1-1. Goes with his changeup. Gets a called strike again on the inside half. He's been pounding the inside part of the plate, particularly as this game's gone on. And he's 1 strike away from getting Dixon here. Dixon's hit into a pair of fielder's choices today. Was picked off when he reached first base back in the 4th. Burke steps off, rather Black steps off. He's going to look the lead runner Nutter back to second. 4 runs in the second for South Charleston is the difference so far. Black goes to the fastball. Line drive off the top of the glove of Calvert at second base. That'll be a single into right center. And the delay as Calvert nearly leapt up to make the play is enough to keep the run from scoring. Nutter was forced to stop between second and third as Calvert left his feet for that one.
Shortstop Tyson Burke.
And he can only get as far as third, but that loads the bases on 3 straight singles with 1 out in the inning, and that may be the end of the day for Richard Black here in the 6th. The entire infield coming together, and Black not giving the ball up yet. It looks like he's going to have a chance to work out of this one. And Boyertown, it looks like, is going to stay with Richard Black. Jordan Mosley hit a pop-up into foul territory for out number 1 in this inning, but Caleb Nutter, Tyler Perdue, and Kyler Dixon, with 3 straight singles, have loaded the bases with 1 out for South Charleston. They lead this game 4-3. As I was just saying, for that Dixon line drive, the 4-run second for South Charleston is the difference in this one. All 4 runs for post 94 coming in that second frame. Boyertown got 1 in the bottom of the 3rd, and then 2 in the bottom of the 5th off the Steve Colucci single. But now South Charleston's loaded the bases here in the top of the 6th, 1 out in the inning. Corner infield drawn in, double play depth up the middle. First pitch swinging is Tyson Burke. He rips a line drive foul down the left field line. Burke is 2 for 3. He's been on base 3 times, excuse me. With 2 singles, he reached on an error back in the second, was caught stealing in the fourth. Eisenhard and Shane creeping in on the corners. Moyer and Calvert looking to turn 2 in the middle infield. 0-1 curveball, bounced right in front of the plate. Black off the mound, underhanded toss home to Myers. They cut down the lead runner for out number 2. No relay throw to first, as they will allow Burke to reach on the fielder's choice. Score that one 1-2. It leaves the bases loaded, but Nutter is unable to score. And now Black is 1 out away from getting out of this inning. Isaiah Ramsey stands in his way, 1 for 3 on the day.
Center fielder Isaiah Ramsey.
Purdue at third, Dixon at second, Burke now at first. Black peers in, gets the sign from Myers. The big righty comes set. A glance towards second. First pitch curveball misses up high. 1-0 the count to the South Charleston center fielder Ramsey. Defense played straight up now for Boyertown, just needing 1 out to get out of the inning. Black ready to do it again. Here's the 1-0. Misses in the dirt, blocked by Myers, as Ramsey holds up a hand to tell Tyler Purdue to stay put. But the count 2-0. South Charleston looking for some insurance here in the 6th. Leading by just 1, Richard Black looking to keep his team just 1 run out of it. 3 straight singles loaded the bases. The fielder's choice got out number 2 in the inning. Beautiful curveball, big bend on that one from Black. Gets a called strike 1. It's a 2-1 count to the center fielder Ramsey. They said 3 straight singles, then the bouncer back to the mound from Tyson Burke have put us where we are. 2 outs in the inning. Bases loaded. 2-1 fastball hit on the ground. 2 hopper for the shortstop Moyer. Strong throw across is high. It pulled Shane off the bag. 1 run scores. Here comes the second from third. Just an absolutely terrible break for Boyertown post 471. Purdue comes in to score, and with Dixon running on contact, he scores as well. It was a high throw from Moyer. It pulled Shane off the base. He had to leave his feet, and he couldn't get the foot down in time to record the out on the Ramsey ground ball. A throwing error on the shortstop extends the South Charleston lead back to 3. Runners on first and second, 2 outs for Garrett Comer. The breaking ball misses outside from Black. It was a routine ground ball taken on 2 hops for Moyer at shortstop. Ramsey, with plenty of speed getting down the line, may have forced him to speed up the throw there a little bit, rushed him some. As the 1-0 comes in from Black, is taken for a strike to even the count. You can see from the body language, Peyton Moyer just absolutely demoralized after that play. It was a routine ground ball that should have gotten Boyertown out of the inning, as this 1-1 breaking ball is fouled off for strike 2. It was a strong throw in terms of velocity, would have surely beaten Ramsey by probably a step and a half to end the inning, but was just too high for Brandon Shane, who had to leave his feet. And by the time his foot was back on the first base bag, Ramsey had reached the base. Now the 1-2. Ground ball bounced foul down the third base side. And some heads-up base running. You have to give credit to South Charleston's Kyler Dixon, as Tyler Purdue came in to score from third. Dixon was moving on contact with 2 outs, and he never stopped running as he rounded the third base bag and was able to slide under the tag as Shane fired the throw back home to try and cut down Dixon. Black 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. He doesn't there, as the 1-2 fastball misses away. Evens things up, a ball and a strike. Rather, 2 balls and 2 strikes, excuse me. First and second for South Charleston. The 2-2 from Black. A fastball hit to left field. Hetrick started in on it. Now he'll track back, reach up, and make the catch for out number 3. But the throwing error from Moyer allows 2 runs to cross the plate for South Charleston post 94. And they get the 2 back that McAllister gave up in the bottom of the 5th. It's 6-3 after 5.5 here at the Mid-Atlantic American Legion Baseball Regional Tournament. Neither one of these teams wants to go home, and if Boyertown post 471 wants to keep playing, they're going to have to turn on the offense here late. It's 6-3, South Charleston in the lead after 5.5. You're listening to American Legion Baseball on Metro News.
Hi, this is Hoppy Kercheval. West Virginia, in many ways, is a diverse state, often with different issues, challenges, and successes depending on where you live. But we're also a small state, and we're all connected by being West Virginians. Every day from 10:06 till noon, I talk about and provide insight into the events that shape who we are. My approach is tough but fair, and we may disagree, but together we'll stay abreast of what's going on in our great state. The successes, the hardships, the challenges, and of course the politics that contribute to making us who we are. So join me weekdays, 10:06 till noon for Metro News Talk Line.
Nobody covers West Virginia like Metro News. Start each weekday at 6:06 a.m. with the Morning News. Veteran anchors Chris Lawrence and Carrie Hudasek deliver the day's biggest stories, along with in-depth reports from Jeff Jenkins, Alex Thomas, and Jake Flatley. The Morning News also brings you the latest in sports from Kyle Wiggs and Joe Braccato, Hoppy Kercheval's daily commentary, and the Entertainment Report. The Morning News on the Metro News Radio Network and at WVMetroNews.com.
Bottom of the 6th coming up here at Dale Miller Field in the American Legion Baseball Mid-Atlantic Regional Tournament, the first elimination game of the tournament taking place this morning. South Charleston post 94 leading Boyertown post 471 6-3. And that 3-run lead is thanks to a throwing error back in the top half of this inning on a 2-out ground ball that would have likely ended the inning. But 2 runs cross the plate on that play for South Charleston. That extends the lead back to 3. Isaac McAllister back out on the mound facing Tyler Hoffman, the left-handed hitting right fielder from Boyertown. He attempted to lay down a bunt on the first pitch, fouled it off, and this time he's going to turn on a breaking ball and send a single into right field. Nearly got away from Kyler Dixon as there was a big turnaround first for Hoffman, but he makes his way back to first base. It's a leadoff base runner, though, for Boyertown. And we're going to get a meeting on the mound here. Isaac McAllister has worked 5 full innings here, allowing 3 runs. He's thrown plenty of pitches over the last couple of weeks, had a 100-pitch complete game last week that put South Charleston into the West Virginia State Championship game. And it's just a quick word to settle McAllister down here after allowing the leadoff base runner. He'll look to settle in once again, now against Elijah Calvert, who was 0 for 1 in this game, came on as a pinch runner after Luke Moser was hit by a pitch and could not stay in the game. He flew out to center in his only appearance. Hoffman at first. McAllister's fastball in the dirt. Third baseman Nutter drawn in on the infield grass. Expecting a potential bunt attempt here. The count 1-0. McAllister from the stretch misses in the dirt once again. Two balls and no strikes to the Boyertown second baseman. Another fastball, another miss, this time up and in. McAllister has issued 2 walks in this game. He goes off speed this time, gets a strike on the inner half. Still a hitter's count to be sure for Elijah Calvert. But McAllister may settle down a bit after that one. 3-1 fastball right down Main Street, taken for a strike. So the count back full. McAllister with back-to-back pitches taken for strikes. Goes to the fastball, down and in, gets a swing and a miss from Elijah Calvert for strike 3. McAllister buckles down after falling behind 3-0. Gets 3 straight strikes on the fastball and gets out number 1 in the bottom of the 6th. McAllister pitching with a 3-run lead.
Third baseman Colin Eisenhart.
Certainly has to be a bit more confident at this point than he would have been had his team not extended that lead. First pitch to Colin Eisenhart, taken for a strike at the bottom of the zone. Hoffman's at first. He led off the inning with a single. The strikeout of Calvert, the first out in the inning. 0-1 to Eisenhart. Slider misses away. McAllister has been pretty efficient throughout this game, save for a couple of innings. Runner breaks for second. It's a ground ball for Comer at second. His only play is to Scarberry at first. So Hoffman goes to second on the fielder's choice. No opportunity to turn 2 there, as Eisenhart grounds out 4-3. But it does put a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for the catcher, John Myers.
Catcher John Myers.
Myers is 0 for 2. He popped up for an out back in the 3rd and was thrown out trying to bunt for a hit in the 5th. He takes a breaking ball outside from McAllister, strike, or ball 1, excuse me. Hoffman down at second. 1-0 the count with 2 outs to Myers. He hits this one in the air out of play on the first base side. 3-run lead for South Charleston, 6-3. Boyertown got back within 1. It was 4-3 after 5 innings. But a bases-loaded throwing error allowed 2 runs to score in the top half of this inning for South Charleston. McAllister gets a swing and a miss on a pitch up and in from Myers. And McAllister, 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. The righty comes set. From the stretch, slider off the end of the bat, taken on 2 hops by Comer at second. He'll have to hurry the throw as Myers was sprinting down the line, but it gets to Scarberry in time
99.
for out number 3. McAllister finishes the 6th inning on 99 pitches, the 105 pitch limit. Coming up quickly, we'll see if they send him back out in the 7th, but it's the last trip to the plate here for South Charleston in the top half of the 7th. They lead it by 3. 6-3 is your score after 6 innings. You're listening to American Legion Baseball Mid-Atlantic Regional Tournament coverage on Metro News.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. Some unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world. To hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
How well do you know your insurance company?
Well, I know I pay each month, and I'm covered.
Okay, are you sure you have the best rates? Do you have the right coverage for your needs? Are you paying for things you don't need?
Well, I haven't actually talked to my agent. I just assumed...
Talk to a real person. Talk to someone local and see the difference.
Dynamic Insurance Group, caring independent agents that will find insurance solutions that are as unique as you are. Personal or commercial, you're covered at dynamicinsurancegroup.com.
Returning to Dale Miller Field for the final inning of play, likely between South Charleston and Boyertown, Pennsylvania, in this first elimination game of the American Legion Mid-Atlantic Regional Baseball Tournament.
McAllister, 99.
Isaac McAllister wrapping up his 6th inning of work for South Charleston, and he'll come back to the plate
Now pitching for
to start
Boyertown,
this
number
7th
35,
inning.
Max.
He'll be followed by Andrew Scarberry and Jordan Mosley here in the 7th, and they'll do it against a new pitcher, Richard Black. Leaves after 6 innings of work for the Pennsylvania runners-up Boyertown. He allowed 6 earned runs and 14 hits over those 6 innings. Threw 89 pitches, 60 of which went for strikes. So filling up the zone certainly was Richard Black, but a lot of contact as well. He does not strike out a batter or walk a batter over that time period. So
pitcher number 3, Isaac
Richard Black
McAllister.
certainly pitching to contact in this game, and it had its ups and downs for him throughout this outing. He's replaced by Max Niedinger, who we saw yesterday pitch for post 471 in their loss against Frederick post 11. First pitch to McAllister, a fastball that misses inside. Said it a couple times during the first 6 innings. Black just seemed to have some trouble getting any kind of swing and miss with his fastball. And the 14 hits obviously belays that. Niedinger goes off speed with his second pitch to McAllister and misses upstairs. This is the 4th trip to the plate for McAllister. He's 1 for 3, has flown out twice, and had that long single back in the 4th. Niedinger set, gets the sign from Myers. Here's the 2-0. Fastball up high. 3 balls, no strikes to the South Charleston pitcher McAllister. He's on 99 pitches, is McAllister. So unless he would start the final batter of the 7th inning with less than 105 pitches, he's not going to finish this one, as he draws a 4-pitch walk. Niedinger missing upstairs. It'll bring Andrew Scarberry up, the first baseman, 1 for 3 today. A single and a run scored back in the second.
First baseman Andrew Scarberry.
He grounded out in the 3rd and hit into an inning-ending double play in the 5th. Scarberry, the first baseman, hits from the right side. McAllister, typically the center fielder for this South Charleston team. We'll see if he's in any kind of motion on the base path, and he is almost immediately. Niedinger misses with a breaking ball on the inside part of the plate. Great jump from McAllister. No throw coming from John Myers. He takes second unopposed. So McAllister in scoring position with nobody out for Scarberry. Jordan Mosley on deck, has a pair of singles today. Scarberry in that crouched, pretty open stance in the right-handed batter's box, and that pitch comes right in and hits him between the shoulder blades. Niedinger struggling to throw strikes here, as he's thrown 6 straight pitches out of the zone, and the 6th hits Andrew Scarberry in the numbers and puts another man on base for South Charleston.
Left fielder Jordan Mosley.
That'll bring Mosley to the plate. He scored a run back in the 2nd. Most recently hit that low pop-up into foul territory on the first base side that Black was able to come off the mound and make a diving play for out number 1 in that inning. Now he's got a chance with a runner in scoring position in McAllister to give his team a little bit more cushion here. Six straight pitches from Niedinger have missed the zone. And the most recent hit Andrew Scarberry, who's now down at first base. McAllister breaking for 3rd, pitches inside. Throw from Myers, not in time. Another great jump from McAllister, and he's in ahead of the tag. That puts runners on the corners with nobody out. All Mosley needs to do is put a ball in play, and with McAllister's speed, he's likely to extend the South Charleston lead. Very short lead at first for Scarberry, as Niedinger readies from the stretch on 1-0. Kicks the leg, fastball outside. 4 straight balls for Niedinger to start this outing. 6-3 the South Charleston lead after 6 innings, but they've got a chance at their fingertips to add here. Niedinger's 2-1. Fastball inside part of the plate, top of the zone, called strike 1. See if getting 1 across the plate will settle Niedinger down a little bit here. Scarberry not a threat to run at first. A very short lead as he's held on by Shane. 2-1, set in the air, foul territory, first base side. That'll wind up over the fence and out of play. So Niedinger's back even, 2-2 to Jordan Mosley. Defense pretty well straight up for Boyertown. They're going to concede the run if they can get 2 outs here. Niedinger ready from the stretch. He delivers an off-speed pitch. It's lifted into center field. Plenty of speed for McAllister at third. Kratz makes the catch. Here comes the throw. It'll be cut off by Niedinger, and McAllister will score standing up. So Jordan Mosley gets the job done. Sacrifice fly drives in McAllister to make it a 4-run game. It's a strong throw from Kratz in center. Hit the cutoff man, Niedinger on the fly. But McAllister just too much speed getting down the third base line for John Myers to have a chance at the plate. That's out number 1 in the inning. Brings up Caleb Nutter with Scarberry down at first. Niedinger misses downstairs with the curveball. 7-3 South Charleston's lead now. As Niedinger comes set at the belt from the stretch. Fastball hit in the air left center. This could be trouble. Kratz on his horse after it. That'll drop in front of the wall and take 2 hops up to the fence. Scarberry, not much speed going from first. He'll be held at third, but it's a double with 1 out in the inning for Caleb Nutter, his 3rd hit of the day. South Charleston looking to add some more insurance here. 2 outs, rather 1 out here in the 7th. 2 men in scoring position. And Tyler Purdue coming to the plate with 3 hits to his name already today. And Max Niedinger is going to have a word out on the mound. The entire infield drawn in. And the pitching coach out just to try to settle him down here. It does not look like they're going to take the ball yet from Niedinger, but this is a crucial moment for Boyertown. 2 men in scoring position, 1 run already across the plate, and the season on the line. If they can't come up with 4 or more runs here in the bottom of the 7th. They still got to get 2 outs to get to that point, though, as Tyler Purdue steps in. And the infield comes in now for Boyertown. Purdue, 3 for 3 today. 2 singles, a double, 2 runs driven in, 2 runs scored. And he will call time and step out. Now ready to go back in the right-handed batter's box. Righty on righty matchup. Niedinger lifts that front leg, delivers a fastball that misses inside, backing Purdue up off the plate. Anything hit hard at one of these infielders, obviously going to go home. Toes on the infield grass for everybody on the Boyertown infield. This one misses downstairs on the curveball, does Niedinger. It's 2-0. Kyler Dixon's on deck. A 1 for 3 day for him, a single and a run scored back in the 6th. Niedinger's 2-0. Fastball hit straight up on the infield. He tosses the bat away. Calling for this one is the first baseman, Shane. He'll make the catch behind the bag for out number 2. Everybody's got to stay put. So Niedinger does what he needs to there, which
right
is
fielder Kyler Dixon.
Getting out without anybody moving up on the base paths. And now Kyler Dixon will step in, looking to keep the inning going for South Charleston. Would certainly be a pretty big missed opportunity for post 94 if they can only get 1 run in this inning. Would be absolutely huge in terms of momentum for Boyertown if Niedinger can get out number 3 here. First pitch in the dirt, swing and a miss from Dixon, 0-1. Dixon's hit into a pair of fielders' choices in this game. Was thrown out in the 2nd, but drove in a run. Reached first back in the 4th, but was picked off, and then singled and scored in the 6th. 7-3, the South Charleston lead here in the top of the 7th. 2 men in scoring position, 2 out for the 9 hitter. He takes a fastball upstairs. Andrew Scarberry's the runner at third. Caleb Nutter at second. One run already across the plate in the inning. That was Isaac McAllister scoring on the Jordan Mosley sac fly. 1-1 from Max Niedinger is a fastball shot the other way. It'll drop into right field. Scarberry trots home. They'll hold Nutter at third. It's 8-3 South Charleston. Another insurance run coming in for post 94, and it's a piece of timely hitting from the 9-hitter Dixon, his second hit of the day and his second RBI of the day. Just took that 1-1 pitch from Niedinger, sat back on it, deposited it into right field, and the lead is up to 5 for South Charleston. Tyson Burke coming up. He's 2 for 4 on the day, a pair of singles. Reached on an error in the second and a fielder's choice in the sixth. Runners on the corners. Nutter at third, Dixon at first for the Concord infielder. Tyson Burke, who takes a pitch upstairs, 1-0. Burke redshirting this past year. Listening to American Legion Baseball Mid-Atlantic Regional Action on Metro News.
Your source for what's happening in West Virginia is WVMetroNews.com. Get the latest statewide news, sports reports from WVU, Marshall, and your local high school teams. Explore the great outdoors with Chris Lawrence. Read Hoppy Kercheval's daily commentary and catch up on your favorite Metro News programs and podcasts. Stay informed anytime, anywhere with WVMetroNews.com. Metro News for 36 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Weekdays at 3 on Hotline, we talk about what you're talking about in sports, popular culture, tech, and more. We pepper our daily lineup with renowned local and national guests with authoritative perspectives on a wide variety of topics, from high school sports to Hollywood and the financial markets. Every day, Coop and I have irreverent discussions with you using texts and tweets, plus our exclusive content like the question of the day, In or Out in Beer Friday. Metro News Hotline, weekdays on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Isaac McAllister returning to the mound for the bottom of the 7th inning to face the top of the Boyertown, Pennsylvania order. It's a first pitch fastball for a strike to Peyton Moyer. 4th trip to the plate for Moyer in this game. McAllister entering the inning on 99 pitches. He's just thrown number 101 for a ball off the outside corner. The pitch limit of 105 certainly in play here in the final inning. McAllister's 1-1 fastball just off the black, not to the liking of home plate umpire Mark Mayle. And that makes it 2-1 to the Boyertown shortstop. He's been on base a pair of times today. He swings and misses at a curveball, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 103 pitches for Isaac McAllister. If he gets out number 1 here, in there by Burke, he fires it across to Scarberry for out number 1. 104 pitches from McAllister, so by rule he can pitch to Cole Kratz here, but this will be the last batter of the game for Isaac McAllister.
Center fielder Cole Kratz.
He's had a good day. He's allowed 3 runs in this game, but has rolled along pretty efficiently, you would have to say. Kratz is 1 for 3, a single in the second, reached on an error in the 5th inning and came around to score. He takes a first pitch ball from McAllister. A wind and the delivery. Fastball misses outside on pitch 106. So McAllister will officially be done after Cole Kratz finishes up. Now the delivery on 2-0, swing and a miss. 2-1. McAllister looking to put his team 1 out away from staying alive in the tournament. Get a change at catcher for South Charleston as McAllister goes with an off-speed pitch in on the hands. It's fouled back to the screen. Tyler Purdue has exited the game, replaced behind the plate by Trent Short. Purdue 3 for 4 in this game before exiting. Certainly one of the big difference makers today for South Charleston. McAllister's 2-2. Breaking ball misses away. Rather, that was the fastball. So the count goes full to Cole Kratz. The saying goes, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And that rings true for Boyertown now. They trail by 5, but you got to get one base runner before you can put 5 across the plate, and that's what Cole Kratz does there. He takes ball 4 on the breaking ball inside and will head to first with a one-out walk.
Pitcher Isaac McAllister has reached his pitch limit.
And McAllister has gone over 105 pitches. He's done for the day and will get a pretty rousing ovation from the South Charleston faithful here at Dale Miller Field. Strong outing for McAllister, to say the least. He goes 6 1/3 innings, allowing 3 runs, 2 of them earned. He walked 3 batters and struck out 4 while allowing 7 hits. And it appears that he's going to stay in the game. McAllister, well, I'm sure he has quite a few miles on that arm. It looks like he's going to take his place out in center field. His customary position on the grass here for South Charleston. And he's going to be replaced on the bump by the man he will replace in center field, Isaiah Ramsey. So, South Charleston 2 outs away from staying alive in the tournament. They lead at 8-3 as Isaac McAllister exits to, as I'm sure you heard, a pretty large ovation from the South Charleston Post 94 fans. Isaiah Ramsey replacing him on the mound. He'll take live action in just a moment. You're listening to American Legion Baseball on Metro News.
Metro News is the voice of high school sports in West Virginia. We're there from the sweat-soaked high school gyms to the bright lights of the Charleston Civic Center and the state tournaments. We're with the fans under the lights on Friday nights during football season and at Wheeling Island Stadium for the Super 6. We're at the dusty baseball fields and at Appalachian Power Park for the state championships. From the Metro News Power Index to the high school sports line, your home for the best coverage of high school sports is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
What you need to know today is just a click away. WVMetroNews.com has the latest statewide news stories from the capital city to your hometown. Follow your favorite sports teams from high school to the pros. Hunting and fishing information is always on the outdoors page. And never miss your favorite Metro News program with live streams and archived episodes. Wherever you are in the Mountain State, the information you need is at WVMetroNews.com.
So Isaiah Ramsey on to record the final 2 outs for South Charleston Post 94 here in the bottom of the 7th. His first pitch to Evan Hetrick is a fastball up and in, ball 1. Isaac McAllister leaves after 6 1/3 innings for South Charleston. He allows 3 runs, 2 of them earned, and leaves Cole Kratz on first base. Kratz drew a 1-out walk as Hetrick swings and misses at Ramsey's 1-0 offering, evens the count, a ball and a strike. Hetrick 1 for 3 today. An RBI single in the 3rd inning. 1-1 breaking ball from Ramsey, misses downstairs. So Ramsey just swaps places with McAllister, who goes out to center field. The third baseman, Caleb Nutter, now creeping in on the edge of the grass. 1-1 to Hetrick. In on the hands, rolled foul down the third base side. That one's got a sting. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, excuse me, to Evan Hetrick. Steve Colucci, the designated hitter, is on deck. He drove in 2 runs with a single back in the 5th inning. Pickoff attempt from Ramsey over to first. Kratz back in safely. Eight to 3 the score. South Charleston looking to close out this elimination game and stay alive in the tournament. 2-2 breaking ball from Ramsey, misses outside. Count goes full. One out, bottom of the 7th. Evan Hetrick at the plate, looking to add another base runner. Instead, he's going to strike out. Ramsey with the fastball at the knees gets a swing and a miss. Hetrick goes down for out number 2. And South Charleston is 1 out away from staying alive in the tournament and eliminating Boyertown Post 471, the Pennsylvania State runner-up. And we have a pinch hitter
Boyertown,
for Steve
20,
Colucci. Travis Schiller is going to step in and hit. So Colucci ends his day 1 for 3 with a couple of RBI. And Schiller, it'll be up to him to finish this one off, rather to keep the game going for Boyertown, I should say. Schiller pinch hit yesterday as well for Boyertown against Frederick Post 11 and was retired in that at-bat. He takes a 1-0 fastball downstairs from Ramsey. Kratz down at first, has some speed. Obviously, you don't want to run yourself out of the game here if you're Boyertown, but you would have to think at the same time, South Charleston's probably not particularly worried about him over there. Schiller digs in once again, takes Ramsey's 2-0 fastball downstairs. At this point for Boyertown, it's all about base runners to keep this game going. Ramsey from the stretch, the 3-0. Fastball on the outside part of the plate, taken for a strike, called called strike one, excuse me. Kratz taking a short lead from first. Don't expect him to run here. 3-1 from Ramsey, ripped on a line straight into the glove of Caleb Nutter at third for out number 3. That'll do it for the first elimination game here at the Mid-Atlantic American Legion Baseball Regional. South Charleston Post 94, the West Virginia State champs, keep their season alive. They moved to 25-6 on the year. Boyertown Post 471 out of Pennsylvania, the runner-up out of that state, finished the season 29-11. The final score in this one, South Charleston 8, Boyertown 3. Find a 6 1/3 inning performance out of Isaac McAllister on the mound for South Charleston. Tyler Purdue, a 3 for 4 day out of the 8th spot. The South Charleston catcher, an extremely impressive performance, a double, 2 singles, 2 runs scored, and 2 driven in for Post 94, who advances to day 3 of the tournament, while Boyertown goes home on day 2. We've got more American Legion baseball coming your way the rest of the day. Luke Wiggs will take my place for the 1 o'clock game. That is Morgantown Post 2, the hosts in an elimination game as well, taking on Delaware Veterans Post 1. You won't want to miss that. Winners bracket games coming up at 4 and 7 as well. You can hear all of that here on Metro News. Again, your final score from Dale Miller Field: South Charleston 8, Boyertown, Pennsylvania 3. Post 94 stays alive in the first elimination game of the Mid-Atlantic Regional Tournament. You are listening to American Legion Baseball on Metro News.
Metro News this morning. The biggest stories from around the state of West Virginia when you want them. Chris Lawrence at the anchor desk.
We're ready to get your day started in West Virginia with all the information you need.
Carrie Hudasek brings you the day's headlines.
Kanawha County Sheriff's deputies are investigating after 2 people were found dead last night in the Sissonville area. A man and a woman were discovered with gunshot wounds at a home on Walker Drive. Names have not been released.
Kyle Wiggs at the sports desk.
Chase Delauder, the 16th pick in the first round of baseball's entry draft Sunday night. He was selected by the Cleveland Guardians, and he's the highest selected West Virginia native since Chris Enix. The Pirates selected 4th in the first round and took shortstop Jamar Johnson out of Mays High School in Georgia. The Orioles had the first pick in the draft and took high schooler Jackson Holliday, number 1.
And Hoppy Kercheval's daily commentary. Metro News this morning. Listen where you get your favorite podcasts and online at WVMetronews.com.